Aloha everyone, my name is Eddie Garcia and I'm the Executive Director of Regenerative Education Centers. Quick update video for some of the donations we've received from you, the people, whether you are giant companies or individuals, whether it was in kind, money, or your time. This video will just a small glimpse of some of the little bit of impact that those donations have made directly within your community. So in the beginning, we were feeding people, we were taking supplies from all over the island, and so we used a lot of the 20 or 30 first containers that you guys furnished for us, as well as pods, and we stored them with all sorts of different things that we were constantly handing out for probably the first 6 months. Then we transitioned into starting to the idea of building out tiny homes with some of the containers and homesteads. So we started to move in that direction. But while that was happening, we were storing air conditioners, tile, lumber, clothes, allowing people that didn't have a place to store their belongings to bring their belongings over here and store them. We were farming at the same time and giving away a lot of food. And then we transitioned into starting to give these containers out set up as tiny homesteads. So we made little bathrooms, we made kitchens, we mocked some buildups and gave out some containers that way. Yeah, that's kind of in general what went down. I want to keep this video short and I want to just read to you guys some of the impact, some of the things that, some of the thank you letters we've gotten and some of the kind of families that we've helped directly that own these containers. Thank you so much for your generous donations, including solar systems and the use of a pod for another year. It is being used and greatly appreciated. The pod is where we keep our stuff out of the weather while we are set up in a tiny homestead waiting out the road ahead for the rebuild, set up on someone's land in Oluwalu. They're right down the road from me. We've set them up with solar systems, bathrooms, and whatnot, and they're living out of that container and using that pod for storage. For someone in the beginning, a little small family, wife and a child, it's been a lifesaver. Having a place to store was what was not damaged in the fire as we set up an RV on our land for me, my wife, and our little girl, so we can start the cleanup process on site. We are now on site using the air conditioners and other equipment you have donated to us, and happy to hear that the pods are extended for another year, because it will be at least twice that long before we're able to rebuild for us. So for the next couple years, it's tiny homestead living. Again, thank you for all your generous donations. So excuse me if I'm talking fast on this. I'm trying to just give you guys a brief overlay of what's happening here. One of our other guys, life is good, working every day, and so stoked on the sense of security. My own 45-foot tiny home, I am in the process of building it out. I will send you more pictures as it's finished, being built out and permitted. Just want you to know this has changed my life. From the Jodo mission. Mahalo nui loa for your friendship and invaluable assistance and support to the Lahaina Jodo mission. Your efforts through REC and the generosity of your partners like Pesha have been much needed relief and instrumental as we navigate the challenges that face us in recovering from the fire. The 20-foot container has become an invaluable asset, ensuring respectful storage and preservation of the temple family urns. This space allows us to maintain a vital connection to our spiritual traditions and community members for the next who knows how long. The 40-foot container has been used during the cleanup and proven essential in housing temple relics that have survived the fire, healing our community. These containers have provided more than storage to protect opportunities for renewal and inspiration. Next, we'll be building them out as permanent structures on the property to serve in the long term. On the behalf of the Lahaina Jodo mission and the entire Temple family, we extend our thanks to you and your team. Its support has made a lasting impact that we look forward to the possibility of things in the future. So that's the Lahaina Jodo mission. Local firemen fought for 3 days in the fire, lost everything. We gave them some containers to set as a tiny homestead down the road in Ukamahami. Thank you, Eddie, so much for the container and the help your team has extended to me and my girlfriend. I know you guys put in a lot of time and effort. Really appreciate it. Mahalo. Gave him a pod to use while his home got burned, and some of it was savable. Pod has been a lifesaver, still using it to remediate my house. Have most of my stuff in there and equipment. We will be done using it in mid-January, but again, it has been a lifesaver. When we are done, we'll pass it on to someone else, considering that you got it extended and someone else can still use it for some months. Thank you so much. I cannot express how much it's helped our family to get our feet on the ground. The ADU and the 45-foot container, along with the other equipment, has given us stability and a place to call home while we were waiting to rebuild our home. The future looks bright. Awesome. Family, 3 different families that we gave ADUs to, containers to, pods to. On behalf of the family, we would spend our thanks and appreciation for all of the containers, ADUs, bathrooms, and hope that you have given us. We will be sending pictures out as soon as we remodel, but in the meantime, we just wanted to let you know how much we appreciate it and how much this is helping us all. Mahalo for the 45-foot container you have given us to build a temporary shelter for me and my 5 girls and my mother. Thank you for the pod for storage and everything else. They're a small family that's in Lahaina. They've had a lot of challenges. Another one, the family and siblings and children along with a spouse, it consists of 13 people, 5 kids. They have received 4 containers, solar systems, and a bunch of other equipment. Been living on a piece of property in Ukamahami while their house is being rebuilt in Lahaina. They have retrofitted the containers so that they can move into their property, and we'll be done with them by the middle of next year. They also have opened the property up for some of our recipients of containers who have been using them for storage and temporary housing. The thank you note was short and sweet. Thank you for all your help you have provided for our family, much appreciated. So let's go on to Tongan family, lost everything. They were the farm next to me. They received some containers that we put solar systems in, and they're living with that. And they've always lived kind of simple. So for them, it's really amazing. Thanks, Eddie, for the 45-foot container. It's a great home, and now we own our own electric company because we were able to give them a solar system. We get storage and a place for the animals and a place to grow food. Love you, brother. Container, the panels are on top, and here's the solar system. This one is hooked up and running. It has the Outback power station, the FlexMax. It needs a couple of these little components like this. And there you go, a complete system. That's a 10 kilowatt system. That's making plenty of power with these panels up on top to run everything these guys need to now turn this container into a tiny homestead. And this tiny homestead has a little refrigerator in it and stuff right now, and they're utilizing this on the farm here. And this is what we see as homesteading, being able to be off grid, live a simple life, grow your food, and be able to have your own electric station. There we go. Awesome. These things, when you see them unfolding around us and you see how these families are and the differences that have been made, this was about being able to bring in some donations in kind. And I just want you guys to be aware of the impact, like through being so generous with this and extending it and seeing that we're worth it. Growing up in Lahaina and knowing most of these people, I'm actually able to get it to the people that are most in need. And it's been an amazing journey. And I'm also thankful for you guys empowering us that way. Amazing. I'm gonna cry if I don't go on this, because what you've done and the change you've been able to bring into Lahaina and all the people around us that we're gonna see for years and years, this is amazing. So thanks for the storage, been very helpful, been half living in it. I wanted to thank you and Regenerative Education Centers for your savvy and organizing so many amazing companies that have brought in to help us, like the containers and the pods, that's you guys. The solar systems, the food, the constant support and help from you. Because of you, we've been able to make a stand on our property, clean things up. We've built a 20-foot container into a temporary shelter, mounted the solar system on it. We have the pod set up to store all of our stuff in for safekeeping. We've been watering all the plants you guys gave us, enjoying being on our home. Even though it doesn't have a house yet, it still feels like a home. That's in Lahaina. So those guys, amazing. Plus the wives and family, where we just gave the 3 latest pods, that the new pods came up and we were able to give them to them for a year. Building a tiny homestead on a piece of land. Thank you so much for the pods. Perfect timing while we're rebuilding out our tiny shelters. Super appreciated. Their family. Thank you so much. We have received the 2 45-foot containers on our land in Oluwalu and the pod. We are ready to start building out for our 11 family members. We are losing our help with rent in February, so this is so important. Send you pictures and updates as we move forward. Again, thank you so much. They've heard 20-foot container down right the road from us. Thank you so much for the container. We have it set up on the farm, using it half for temporary dwelling and half for storage in Oluwalu. Thank you so much again. Thank you. We will update pictures as soon as we do more of the build. I've been working, getting things set up on the land at Ukamahami, and are looking forward to moving in sometime in February. Thanks. This is another family guy. I think they got 4 containers there, 2 families, 10 people. They got solar systems. So this is just pretty randomly. We had it on short notice. We wanted to give you a quick update for some of the donations we've received and how we've made those work for our community. And again, just thank you so much, and hope this helps with you guys seeing the impact that you guys have made by trusting in us and what we're doing here. Again, thank you so much, and aloha.